All right, shalom, shalom, Israel. We back again for another edition of Cuts from the Streets. And we here in New York City, the belly of the beast. And we here to teach about New Year's Day. That's the fake holiday, New Year's Day. A lot of people about to celebrate in a couple days. So we're bringing out the scriptures. We're going to bring out the scriptures, and we're going to cut that demonic day today.
So we got Pat. It's me, Soldier Zion, Cuts from the Street, New York. We in New York right now. We asking my brother Pat right here what he thinks about New Year's Day. All right, so Pat, you celebrate New Year's?
Yeah, I celebrate.
So on New Year's, what's the big deal about New Year's? Why do our people go so crazy about New Year's? What it's about?
New Year's, new times, start over and stuff like that. Do your resolves and stuff, everything. So restart.
So you saying like it's like a reset, like we restarting everything, right? Brand new beginnings, right?
The hell is this?
All right, so I'm Officer Real, and I'm here with
David.
All right, David. So we're here, and the topic for today is New Year's Eve. Do you celebrate New Year's Eve?
Yeah, I celebrate New Year's Eve. I believe that everybody should celebrate New Year's Eve because you can learn on your past reflections.
Okay, so you believe everybody should celebrate New Year's Eve, and because they can learn from their past, right?
Shalom, Most High in Christ bless us. Your brother here, Soldier Ezekiel. We're here live, New York City, outside of Madison Square Garden, and we're going to answer questions on the new year, all right? Is it biblical? Is it not? We're going to find out from the people. What's your name, brother?
Damani Davis.
Imani Davis?
Damani Davis.
Okay, we got brother Damani Davis here. Now, let me ask you something, Damani. Do you celebrate New Year's?
Yeah.
Okay, and why is that?
It was more of a traditional thing. It's something my family always does, so I do it with them.
Okay, so it's something you. So, are you aware New Year's? Well, what does it mean to you?
It's a fresh start in a way to like a whole new chance. So kind of that, yeah.
Okay. Well, New Year's. Well, let me ask you this: New Year's is New Year's. Would you say it would start in the dead of winter, or do you think if it's a fresh start, would it have to be something like spring?
Spring.
But we're in the middle of winter, right?
Yeah.
So would you say there might be, you might have to rethink or double think New Year's and why it's in the dead of winter as opposed to springtime when things are actually refreshing and renewing itself?
Yeah, potentially.
Okay.
Hey, shalom, Israel. This is Officer Elihu here. I'm here with
Tyler Davis.
Tyler Davis. So we talking about New Year's, right? So what is New Year's about? Like, what do you do? What does your family do on New Year's?
So usually me and my family would go get together, have like a nice big meal, and watch the ball click down the New York's ball.
New Year's ball, right? The ball drops in the city right here, right? So so what's more what it's about? Like, yeah, we have our traditions, we have what we do, but like what is the end result of it? Like, what's the purpose of this national holiday?
To me, I think the purpose of this national holiday would be like a renewal of sort, or like another start to a fresh year to try and better yourself.
That nigga's tripping.
So in New Year's, how come it's in the middle of the winter? If it's just supposed to be the reset, the beginning of everything, why is it that New Year's is in the middle of when everything is dead in the world?
That's a good question. I don't know.
So okay. So actually, what we came to understand is that New Year's is actually in the spring. That the New Year's we celebrate has nothing to do with the actual New Year's. It's actually got something to do with our oppressors' fake pagan gods. It's a god named Janus. January. January is named after the Greek god, the Roman god Janus, right? So now.
All right, so do you know the origins of New Year's Eve, like the true meaning behind it?
Not really.
Not really? All right, that's what we're out here today. Have you heard of Janus before? It's actually a celebration of a Greek god. It's from Greek mythology. So Janus has two faces, and he's a reflection of the past and the present, and also transitioning like war and peace. But the point is, it's pagan roots.
Okay.
So now, with understanding that, do you still want to keep something that's of a pagan root?
No.
All right. So, do you believe in the Bible at all, David?
Yes.
You do. So, we're going to go into the Bible and show you something because if you believe in the Bible, then you cannot believe in pagan gods because it goes contrary to the Bible. All right? You want to come real quick? So, so now, first of all, going into New Year's, because the world also says it's the beginning of a new year. But we're going to go into the Bible that you believe in, right, and show you what New Year's is. Give me Exodus chapter 12 real quick. Because what we do is we teach people out of the Bible because our people worship and do things, but they don't know the origin of it. And that's what we come here to make awareness of it, all right? Read that.
12.
Verse 1.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
So we're going into God's vocabulary, his meaning for the new month. That's what we're going in right now, right? Read that again.
This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
So God is going to identify what the first month of the year is supposed to be.
So, being that is a pagan custom and our people follow it ignorantly today, do you think God agrees with that?
I would say that most likely probably not then, because if it's a pagan custom, God didn't really have a way. I mean, back in the beginning of the Bible, they say it took 7 days, so he did believe in some type of measurement of time. But if it's something pagan like that, I would say no.
Okay, let me get Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 14. We're gonna bring out the Bible, right? We're gonna see what God says about New Year's. So we're gonna get Wisdom of Solomon. So when you go home, you can look it up as well. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 16. Go ahead.
So this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 16. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept.
So, ungodly custom. New Year's is an ungodly custom. Anything pagan is an ungodly custom, right? And it says the process of time, because for something to be man-made, it has to take time for people to ignorantly follow it. You understand? Read it from the top.
Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law.
Because now, what is it? A national holiday. Everybody ignorantly. What's the ball dropping? What's the purpose of the ball dropping?
Signify the new year.
The new year. But what's the point of a ball actually falling down? Like, and then you see a shadow. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? We got to ask ourselves as a people, why? You understand? Is there more on that?
Mm-hmm. And graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
So what is established? Presidents establish these graven, these false holidays that our people keep. You understand?
I want to show you in the scriptures. I want to show you something real quick. So let me get a script. So you believe in the Bible a little bit? All right. So cool. What you got right there? Daniel. So I wanted to show you because Janus is a Greek/Roman god that represents the end and the beginning. Endings and new beginnings, right? That's what you said New Year's represents, right? But let's see what the Bible says about that.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
So it says he. The he there is the person who set up January 1st as the so-called New Year's. That he is the Greeks, the Romans, today the Caucasians. It says he shall, read it again.
He shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws.
So that he will speak great words against the Most High, meaning go contrary to the system, to the time period that he set up, and he would think to change the times. He said that, New Year's is not the beginning of the year where new plants, new vegetation, new trees, new life. No, it's going to be in the dead of the winter. So that's one thing. Keep reading.
And to think to change times and laws. They shall be given into his hand until a time and times and dividing of time.
So the people that verse is talking about us. We were given into that same man's hands for a times, and the dividing of times. That's talking about our captivity, our enslavement as black people. So now I want to show you the first month of the year, the real first month of the year. Because January, I'm going to show you right now. Because the blacks and Hispanics, Native Americans are the biblical Israelites. We are the Israelites according to the Bible. But what happened was, when we were put into slavery, they changed everything. They changed times. They changed our mindset, right? Check this out.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
So now we about to get into our first month, the original first month of the year, right? What you got for me?
Deuteronomy chapter 16 and verse 1. Observe the month of Abib, and keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God.
The month of what?
The month of Abib. For in the month of Abib, the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of Egypt by night.
So in the month of Abib, meaning what it said in the last verse, this is the first month, the beginning of your years. Abib is the first month of the year. But now what they did was what? January for Janus, February, October. What they got? July for Julius Caesar. They got all these October, November, these different names that's not the original names of the months. They would think to change times. That's what they did. The Bible's a true book. That's what we're showing you. But look, when you look up you got a phone? Yeah. Look up Abib. Let's see what it says. Abib. What it say?
First of the month.
What it say?
The first of the month.
What it say?
The first of the month.
So Abib is actually the first of the month. Read it out for the people.
It says the first of the month, ancient Hebrew calendar corresponding to the sun. See, that's it.
So that's the first month, the Hebrew calendar. We are the true Hebrews, brother. All right? So what I wanted to show you was that January 1st is not the New Year's. That's actually idolatry. That's one of the reasons why we got put into slavery, for breaking God's laws, getting into idolatry, worshiping other gods. But because we don't know who we are, we go into it not knowing what's going on. But now you know, right? You know that January 1st is not the New Year. That the month of Abib.
What month is that?
Read it again.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 1. Observe the month of Abib, and keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God. For in the month of Abib, the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of Egypt by night.
You know what he's saying? He said, keep that month Abib, because that's the Passover. We keep the Passover in that month. And in that month, the beginning of the year, we were brought out of slavery. Remember that. That's what he's telling you. I brought y'all out of the Egyptian slavery when y'all was building pyramids, crying. That's what God is saying. All right, brother? So what's your name again? Pat. So we got Pat here. This is New York Cuts from the Streets. We got
Soldier Ezekiel.
and Soldier Zion. Shalom.
All right, so we're gonna touch a couple of scriptures just to see whether New Year's is the dead of winter or is it in the springtime. All right, what you got for me, Soldier?
Yeah, I'll go to Daniel chapter 7, verse 25.
Okay. Now, Damani, right? Yeah. You're gonna find out some pretty interesting stuff here about the so-called New Year. All right.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of times.
So it says that he would speak great words against the Most High, right? And think to change times and laws. Like earlier, right? You think spring would the New Year's be springtime or winter?
Spring.
Spring. Well, according to this, we just read that he would think to change times and laws. So that means, could it be possible New Year's was changed from the spring to the winter? Could that be possible?
I mean, you never know. There's a lot of things that get changed in time that we don't know about that we're still discovering today. So, you never know.
You niggas are crazy!
So let's see, according to the word, let's see according to the Bible, if that's so, right? We're going to find out some things about the spring and whether that's the beginning of the year.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 1. Observe the month of Abib.
Now, the month of Abib, when you look in the Bible dictionary, the month of Abib means the time of corn. The time of corn. What time of the year would corn grow?
Like about October.
Corn is a spring vegetable, right? Like a spring mix. So, well, I just gave you the clue. Corn is more of a spring vegetable, right?
Yeah, so like April then.
Yeah, about March, April, right? Is there more?
Observe the month of Abib, and keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God. For in the month of Abib, the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of Egypt by night.
Okay, so the month of Abib, right, meaning the time of corn, that's when God brought the Israelites out of Egypt. Now let's see the time of Abib. What time of the year is that, according to the Bible, right? You got that in Exodus 12? All right.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
So Abib is the beginning of months. It is the first month of the year to you. So the time of corn, meaning Abib, that's March, April, right? That's the beginning of the actual year, right? According to, what did we read?
According to the Bible.
There we go. So now what happened that man changed everything? Because now people are getting ready to celebrate New Year, December the 31st. So what happened?
I can't really say for sure. I guess history got changed over time.
History got changed? Well, Daniel, the book of Daniel says a certain man did that. Think about it. January, right? January is named, do you know the name, are you aware of the months and what they mean, what they signify?
A little bit, not 100%.
Well, what are you familiar with?
I know a little bit about how some of them are named after like Greek gods and things like that.
Okay, so you're absolutely correct. Let's see what Janus is about.
Janus was the god of beginnings and transitions in Roman mythology, and presided over passages, doors, gates, and endings, as well as in transitional periods such as from war to peace. He was usually depicted as having two faces, looking at opposite ways, one towards the past and the other towards the future.
So Janus, that's where the word January stems from. So the two heads signify the past and the future, right? So now we understand where January comes from. January, that's Greek mythology, just like February and so on. So now we're learning a little something that times were changed by a certain man.
You understand? They told us the New Year's is in the dead of winter. Is it more than that?
And they shall be given into his hands until a time and times and the dividing of time.
The him is talking about is the white man, because he did everything. You know what I'm saying? He changed the times and the laws for our people. Understand? So thank you for your time. This is another Cuts in the Street. Stay tuned, Israel. We're coming back. Shalom.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.